Hey guys, this is Chubbs, and I'm going to show you a little bit about ModNation Racers Track Creator. Now, this is probably my favorite part of the game because there's so much you can do. And I'm here on the main menu. You can see you have the Mod Studio where you can create your own drivers. You have your Kart Studio where you can create your cars, and you have the Track Studio where you can make your own tracks. So you can see you can go to a new track or you can edit one. Today we're going to create a new one. First thing you do is you just select a theme that you want. There's several to choose from. Let's see. Out of these, I guess we'll start with a big city. And unfortunately the load times are probably the downside of this game. It's got some pretty lengthy load times, especially for loading races. But it should be there any second now. And what we're going to do is take a look at these two methods that you can use to create tracks. You have the ability to draw the track with your finger, or you can actually drive the track out with this big track layer vehicle. First we're going to draw the track, so I'll choose that option. And the way this works is pretty simple. Like it says up at the top, you just touch and drag with your finger to draw. So in this the darker blue circle in the middle here, we'll go ahead and draw a design. Connect it. There we go. If you want to go back, you can hold L and it'll allow you to retrace your steps. Then you can just draw it again. There's another design. I'm going to go back and make it overlap at some point. That way we'll have like a bridge you can drive under. See, there we go. You hit continue, and the first thing it'll always ask you is if you want to auto-populate your track. Now what it's referring to when it says populate is populate it with decorations. You can do it all by hand if you want to place every single prop and decoration yourself, or you can let the computer do it, and after it decorates it for you, you can go in, you can add your own decorations still. And you can even remove the ones that it places, but I'm going to choose yes, let it decorate the track for me. And if it builds the track first, and then here in real time you'll see it decorating it for us. So it goes all the way through, it puts down different props, speed pads you drive over, weapon pods, obstacles, all kinds of stuff. So you can sort of see it in action there. Alright, and now that the track's been decorated and created, we can test drive and see what it's like. I just missed those speed pads back there, and we drove under the bridge that I created. Now we're going over top of the bridge. You can sort of see the city in the background. I like the different themes you can choose pretty well. Here's some speed pads and some weapon pods. So looks like a pretty good track so far, and that's really all you have to do. If you want to go out and edit stuff, you press this button down here in the lower left and you can see your options. You can test the track, modify the track itself, place props, modify the terrain around the track, change some settings like the weather, placement of the sun, all kinds of stuff. But we're going to exit out, go back to the main menu. This time we're going to drive the track with the track layer. If you're going to create a lot of tracks or really get serious about it, this is probably going to be the option here that you'll want to choose because it gives you a little bit more control over it. So let's go with a different theme. Let's see, I'll go with Ice World here. Get a nice cold icy environment to work with. Once again, let it load a little bit. It doesn't take too awfully long, but the load times are a little bit longer than most of the other games that I've played. I don't know if they just didn't optimize it well or what, but here we go again. I'll choose drive track, and what you first do is you have your car here. You can drive it around just like with all the other controls, like when you're racing. And the purpose of this is to place the starting point, so you drive anywhere you want to put it down. I really don't even know where I want it to go. I'll just drive somewhere and stop. And when you get to where you want it to be, you press the button right here, and it puts down the starting gate. Now that we have the starting gate, this big vehicle here is the track layer, and once again you control it just like a kart, as though you were racing, only it lays down the track. So here we go, we're moving around. It turns rather slowly, so it does have sort of a learning curve to it since it turns slow. And down near the middle of the screen there, you can sort of see the mini map or the overhead map of the track to get an idea of what the shape's looking like. And if you don't like what you've done so far, you can hold L, and just like in that finger drawing mode, it takes it back. So I'm going to go back to the very beginning. And notice that as I was driving there, it was sort of like we were just drawing out a flat track. Well, if you want to change that to get a little bit more control, you can hit the button up top, and I'm in free drive mode now, which allows me to change my elevation. So let's drive out a little bit again. Let's drive out just a little ways. Let's turn. And now let's go up. I want to go up pretty high here. Okay, now let's go back down. Hit the level off button. Turn around here, go down a little bit more. And let's go under this big bridge that we just created. Okay. Go back around. Dig down into the ground here. And then let's come back up. And you can actually stop right here. If you want to just finish off the track, you hold X and it does all the hard work for you. And we're pretty much finished. And just like when you drew the track with your finger and chose to continue, once again we're asked if we want to auto-populate it. I'm going to choose yes, just to save us some time here. And you can usually get a pretty good track this way without having to do hardly any work. So once again in real time you'll see it decorating what we've done. Up here's the big bridge where we went up in the air, and then here's where we came down, went underneath the big bridge, went underground a little bit, and going back up to the finish line. Now we're in test drive mode. Let's drive this track. There's some speed pads that it put down. Pretty tight curve here. This is pretty good for drifting. You can drift a long ways here, and then turn and drift this way. And here's a long stretch. Some speed pads here to help you get through it. And that's pretty much it. Looks like it's a good track, but if we want to modify some of the properties, like of the way the track is, we can go to Mod Track, Edit Track, and this is one of my favorite features of it. Let me go here to a good spot on the track. Let's move to an area that I would like us to edit. Like, let's say right here underneath this bridge. These circles here represent the sides of the track. Now, while you're in the center, it modifies the entire track. For example, if we move up, it raises like the whole track upwards, like a big hump in the road. Let's say I want the sides of this to be sort of curved upwards. What you can do, deselect that middle one, select only the outsides, move up with your finger, and you have raised sides around the track. And you can even press copy mode. Let me see, I goofed up there. Press copy mode, and as you move, it starts doing that for other sections of the track without you having to tediously try and get it just right. And if you want to stop copying it as you move, just press copy mode again, and now it won't change anything as we go. And I'm gonna sort of do that here too. I'm gonna raise the sides of the track up a little bit. Copy mode. Have it raised up as we get close to the finish line. It's sort of goofed up there, so we can go back and undo our changes by hitting L. Take copy mode off. And let's go here. Let's change this portion of the track here and raise it a little bit. Those speed boosts are sort of in a bad place, so if we want to change those, let's go to the place props, place anywhere. Then let's choose edit props. All you have to do is you can select them by hand like that, or you can even go to the lasso select tool. You can draw a lasso around these speed pad things and delete them. So now at the end of the track we have this big hump you go over, and if you want to level it out, you can go to a mod track again, edit track, hit the level button, and it sort of starts flattening it out for you. There's a lot of stuff you can work with here. Still got a big hump there. Make several humps. Just a real bumpy ride to the finish. And you can go to mod terrain if you want to sculpt some terrain. For example, here we can finger sculpt. You can like if you go to height brushes, choose one you want. You have different shapes of the terrain. For example, I'll choose this, and then usually what you want to do first is go to edit brush. You can drag, and this determines what the brush looks like as you draw it. Let's see, I want it to be sort of like this, to look like tall iceberg like things or whatever. Now let's go to Sculpt Terrain, and then you can use your finger and you can actually start drawing it around. And as you can see, I'm using the analog sticks to rotate around the track. And once again, like if you goof up, like where I ran into my track, you can hit the L button. And you can even do, if you go to mod terrain, you can do sculpt along track. This way you specifically change the terrain only around the edges of the track. And if we go to global settings, control the environment, you can let's get to a good spot here where we can see the whole track. You can use your finger, you can change where the sun is, like if we want it to be sort of a nighttime snow map or daytime. And if you want to change the direction of the sun, you sort of move your finger around to rotate the sun. I'm going to make mine about like that, and then you can change the cloud cover. See, I'm going to turn the cloud cover totally off. You can change the wind, which is just a cosmetic change, and you can even change the water level to bring water up, like it floods parts of your track here. But I don't want to do that for this track. I might change my mind. I might submerge just a small portion of it here. But yeah, you can if you have low parts of your track, you can do that and submerge them. So now that we've changed a few things about it, let's go to test track and test drive, and we can again immediately hop right in. And what happened there was the water was too deep, so it automatically reset my kart. Let's try driving through the water again. Yeah, see, that water's too deep. If you want to change it, it's real easy. Just go back to global settings, control the environment, and then water level. And let's see, let's try putting maybe just a little bit on the track. Maybe that'll do better. So let's try it again. But you'll be doing this a lot. Just make changes, test drive, go back, make more changes, test drive, and keep doing that till your map is like what you want it. And there, I drove through the water and it didn't reset me, so we're good to go. Here's these crazy bumps that I made earlier. And as we go through here, you'll see some terrain raised up around the track. But that really sums it up. I mean, there's a lot you can do. Here's the part where we raise the edges of the track to give it more of a tunnelish look. There's the water again. And yeah, that's it's just about all there is to it. If we want to place some things down, like some weapon pods, you can go here to place props, and here's the weapon pods. You touch what you want with your finger, then you see this little tab here. You can touch it to get it out of your way. And like if I want some, let's go around here near the beginning of my track, like when you're going up this stretch here. If I want to place them down, you literally just press where you want them to go. And if you're unhappy with the placement, again, L resets them. And you can do that. You can do that with any object. Like if we want, let's go back up here to where speed pad things. Like if we want to put a speed pad right here, you just touch, and then if you want to delete these up here, since we have two that I put down here below it, draw a lasso around it and remove them. So very easy, very cool to use. And I mean, this really is just scratching the surface. There's much more I could show, much more you can do. And you can even, I forgot to mention, see up here in this upper right corner where it says Ice World, that means that I only get props for this one theme, but you can actually change themes to get props from that theme. Like if I want to go to, let's navigate till I get to Jungle. Medieval Pack, I don't even know what that is. Alien Invasion, there's a lot of stuff. Pirates, I'm in stuff I've not even looked at before. Yeah, there's more than I even knew there was. Here we go, Jungle. It took a while to get to it because there's so many, but if I want to put like jungle trees down, you can go to prop sprays and we can spray some trees around here. And although it sort of doesn't make any sense to have jungle trees in a snow environment, if you want to do it, you can. So that really covers it. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. But yeah, I'm a big fan of this track creator. Very cool stuff.